to Bear Lifestyle, the podcast where we talk about taboo topics to make them normal and acceptable. I'm your host, Simona Spark, and I'm so happy that you are here. We are about to get naked by stripping away insecurities, judgments, and all kinds of limitations to reveal the essence of who we really are bare. Bold, authentic, radical, express. Let's go. Hey everyone, welcome back to Bear Lifestyle Podcast. How are you doing? Are you ready to celebrate? Let's start with celebrations. I'm celebrating with water today. I have this cup from a bistro in the Woodlands, Texas. Simona's Bistro. Yeah, my ego is very satisfied. So cheers, celebrating myself, celebrating you and everyone who listens to this episode. Hey. Well, what a wonderful episode we had last week. If you haven't watched that, please go back and watch it or listen it, depends what your preference is. I got quite messages about it, so it's very exciting. It's very exciting to see that people are opening themselves up for a variety of practices. If you've been here before, know that lately I dive deeper into the conversations around kink and fetishes and BDSM practices, because these are huge taboo topics, and I would love to see that they no longer belong into that box. And as much as we talk about it and as much we open our mind to look at those practices as being something that increase pleasure, they could be used as tools for healing our insecurities and shame around sex and sexuality, and even healing deep sexual trauma, then maybe we could let go of all the scary thoughts of, oh my God, BDSM practices are all violent and painful and all that. I do want to remind you that no matter what everyone's preferences are in this space, and no matter how violent or painful or cruel things might look like from the outside, 99.99% of the situations, the people involved into that activity are there on their own will. Consent is being established, boundaries are in place, safe words are decided upon, etc., etc. That being said, I do want today to have a conversation about what are the things that we could look at as far as open our sex life to kinks, and extend it from there to fetishes and to BDSM practices, right? So today I want to talk with you about 5 S's, 5 major things that you might want to consider when you open yourself or your relationship to kinks and BDSM practices. So first S, it's self-discovery. I cannot stress this enough. You really need to know yourself before you expect your partner to know you better than you do, right? So get curious. What are your preferences? What are you interested in? What are your fantasies, right? What are your fantasies? And even taken deeper, what might be ways in which you could bring those fantasies into reality? If you need any support with that, well, as always, there are a few free seats available on my calendar for those of you that want to have a one-on-one conversation. So just open the show notes and book up a call, see what's available. And if you want to explore this on your own, then Queen's Dungeons and King's Dungeon are a perfect spaces to do so. These are about 2-hour workshops where I'm teaching 12 to 14 different self-pleasure practices with the intention of, first of all, bringing up the insecurities and triggers and whatever resistance might be in your mind or in your body around exploring your sex and sexuality, but also to really get into your body and really discover like where the pleasure is hiding, how to access it, how to explore it, and how to expand it in your whole body, and not only experience for a matter of, I don't know, few seconds, a minute, but for a longer period of time. So I highly, highly recommend those workshops. Again, Queen's Dungeon is for women and King's Dungeon is for men, and will take you to different self-pleasure practices to really support your self-discovery when it comes to this space. Also, if you just want to take a quick and fun quiz about what are your BDSM inclinations, then access the Kink Appetite Quiz. It's free, it's simple, just kind of open the door to get you curious about what else is there, right? Okay, so that would be the first S, self-discovery. The second S that I want to talk about with you here is speak up. Say it out loud, what you think, what you feel, what you desire. Communication, clear, honest communication is very important. And again, it's important to have that conversation with yourself first, like saying the things out loud. And please do communicate with your partner. Do let them know where you are, what you think, what you feel, what you desire. Regardless if you're just at the beginning of the process, like, hey, I'm just curious about this. Let's look into BDSM practices and see which one both we are curious about. So there, but also while in it, because it depends where you are in a process, right? Wherever you are, those 5 S's applies, right? If you already have those practices in your life, speaking up is crucial. Because as I said many times, nobody reads mind, and I personally do not stand for assuming and presuming and guessing, none of that. If I want to know something, I'm going to ask the question. If I don't understand it, I'm going to ask another question to clarify it, right? So number 2, speak up. Number 3, the third S, it's speed. Like how fast or how slow are you moving to the process? Maybe this should not be speed. This should be slow down. Slow down to process, to learn, to educate yourself, to explore, right? To test whatever kink or practice you want to bring into your life, to test it from different angles. And most importantly, if you're just at the beginning in this process, slow down your starting point. There is no rush. If you and your partner, you decided that you want to explore kinks and fetishes and bring the BDSM practices in your sex life, well, first of all, congratulations. I'm very happy for you. And please do not try to do everything in one session. First of all, it's impossible, right? Because as we talked about it before in previous episodes, this is a space that it's continuing, evolving, and expanding as you explore it. And second, you don't want to put pressure on yourself, because you might have a conversation with your partner and you just pick up, 2-3 things, like I want this, and that, and then, you want to pack them all into one session. That will take you away from actually being present with what is it that you are doing. So take one thing at a time. Find your rhythm. If you have a consistent partner, most likely you already have a rhythm and you know each other pretty well. But keep in mind that when you introduce something new, that rhythm, it's going to change. So first of all, slow down so you could notice what are the changes that happen between the 2 of you or 3 of you, whatever your partnership relationship looks like. And second, a reason to slow down the speed is to give yourself space to assimilate this new change, right? So that's what I want to say about the speed. Maybe this point, again, it should be slow down, not speed. Slow down the process, especially the start of the process, right? Okay, the fourth S is safety. Safety everywhere, everywhere, in every step, in any circumstance. We do establish safety by taking care of everything else, right? Like speaking up for ourselves, make it clear to our partners where we are, what we think, what we feel, what we desire, listening to them as well. That creates a safety space for you guys to explore whatever you decide to explore. And also, as far, especially in the BDSM practices, don't forget to choose your safe words. There are no rules with safe words, right? It's for you to decide what are the things that you need to let your partner know about what to do to slow down, to speed up, or to stop altogether. So for me personally, I will share here, making an extra step here. I like to work with colors, and I like to think of a traffic light. I know it's not very sexy, but that's what I got. So if something happens that I really, really enjoy and want more of, my safe word is green. That will let my partner know that I want more of, right? It's all enhancing. Green, it's enhancing. It's a green light, go for it, right? The second safe word I have is yellow, meaning that whatever is going on, I want him to step back a little, right? Like slow down. It's exactly when we are driving, right? You see yellow, you kind of slow down and you prepare for a stop. So my third safe word is red, which means stop. Whatever's happening, we are stopping right there, right? So I'm just giving you an example. You could take this, you could find your own that makes more sense. People work with names or with animals or whatever. It doesn't matter. What really matters is to have the safe words. Some people work just with one, that means stop. Depends where you are, and also know that safe words get to change, because again, as you bring more practices into your life and you explore, safe words are evolving with you as well. Okay, so that brings me to the fifth S, which is spice it up. Spice it up. My encouragement is to grow, evolve, expand your comfort zone. Once you bring a practice and you enjoy it, I want you to pay attention how, everybody has their own speed, but something that once upon a time was very new or scary or whatever, today might feel like, just another Thursday. So when you feel that you're in a comfort zone, my invitation, my encouragement is to spice it up, to get curious. What else is there? Or even the things that you already have in your life, how can you enhance them, modify them to make it more interesting, to make it more fun? So spice it up, take it as a sense of, how can we make this even more enjoyable, more fun, right? Even though some of the practices in BDSM, or especially in a role play or dom and sub dynamic, tend to be very serious, when play them out, at least if you look from outside in. But don't forget that the point of all of it is to experience pleasure and to experience happiness and joy. So let it be fun, let it be playful. I mean, all the spaces, if you ask me, like kink, fetishes, and BDSM practices, it's just the playground for adults. So let's just play and have fun, right? So spice it up. This is what I have for today. I hope this is helpful. I trust that there are people here that really needed to hear. And I want to invite you, as always, like pick up the ones that really, really resonates with you, and don't worry about the rest. Or just let it be an inspiration for creating your own menu. You know me with the menus, right? So that's all. I wish you an amazing day, a fantastic week, and go ahead and have a bear experience. See you next week. Mwah. And this is where we landed. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And if you enjoyed the show, make sure you leave me a review to let me know. For more bear experiences, please go to simonaspark.com podcast.com/bear, and follow us on Instagram at Simona Spark World. I can't wait to have you back. Until then, be bear, bold, authentic, radical, expressed. See you next time.